Hey, what's going on, movie fans out there in internet world? Well, I don't know if you're listening to this on the internet, in the car, on your iPhone, wherever wherever you are. Welcome to Total Running Time. My name is Matt Jarbo. I am your host. This is a special midweek edition of the show. I wanted to talk about the movie Unknown, which was number one this last week at the box office, and I should have gotten this to you ahead of time, but I was out of town and unable to record the show. So, Liam Neeson, he came back and he's just like, all right, I'm going to do another movie like Taken. And then everyone's like, yeah, do Taken. So he did. Kind of. At least that's what the ads say. The ads are like, this is Taken meets The Bourne Identity. And I'm going, well, okay, yeah, you got me. You sold. Like, if it's Liam Neeson kicking the shit out of everyone, I'm down for it. Taken was one of my favorite films in 2009. I watched actually just a few months ago again, and it's still extremely, extremely kick-ass. So this was released on February 18th, 2011. It's got a running time of 113 minutes. It was directed by Yame Colette Serra, who directed House of Wax with Paris Hilton in her awesome role of getting a pole to the head, something she is definitely used to, and then he also did Orphan, which I never saw. So if you guys saw it and you like Orphan, like, let me know, because if it's not worth seeing, I'm not going to watch it. The movie's produced by Joel Silver, and it's through Dark Castle, and which is, I think, one of his subsidiaries and whatnot. And it stars Liam Neeson, Diane Kruger, January Jones, Aidan Quinn, Frank Langella, and Bruno Ganz. The music was by John Ottman. I don't know why I brought that up. I'm looking at this information. I see John Ottman. Thank God Ottman didn't didn't edit the film. And then we have a Superman Returns disaster, which when I do my Superman Returns episode in the future, I will definitely talk about that. So okay, let's get on with it, because I know, keep in mind, this is going to have a lot of spoilers. So if you guys haven't seen it yet, if you don't care to see it, continue listening. If you haven't seen it, come back, go see it, come back. And then we'll go from there. So, all right, here we go in 3, 2, 1. Dr. Martin Harris and his wife, Liz, arrive in Berlin for a biotechnology summit. Upon arriving at their hotel, Martin realizes that he forgot his briefcase at the airport. He takes a taxicab driven by Gina, but on his way to the airport, the cab crashes off a bridge and into a river after narrowly avoiding a refrigerator that falls off the back of a delivery truck. Martin is knocked unconscious upon impact, but Gina saves him from drowning before fleeing the scene. On Thanksgiving Day, he comes to at the hospital after being in a coma for 4 days. Martin returns to the hotel only to discover that another man is with his wife, who tells the hotel security that she does not know him. He attempts to contact his old colleague, Professor Rodney Cole, who is unavailable due to Thanksgiving in the U.S. Martin then heads to the office of Professor Bresler, whom he is scheduled to meet that day. However, he sees the imposter already in the meeting with Bresler. As Martin attempts to prove his identity, Martin B. shows him the fake ID and family photo, both of which have Martin's name, only with his face replaced by that of his imposter. Disillusioned by the identity crisis, Martin falls unconscious and finds himself back in the hospital, where he undergoes an MRI to see if the accident had caused any head trauma. An assassin sent to target him kills Dr. Farge and Nurse Gretchen Eifert, but Martin manages to escape the assassination. He then seeks help from a private investigator and former Stasi agent Ernest Jurgen. Martin's only clues are his notebook and Gina, who works at the diner after being fired from the taxicab company. While Martin attempts to persuade Gina into helping him clear up his identity problem, Jurgen digs up information related to Martin and the biotechnology summit. He discovers that the summit is to be attended by Prince Shada of Saudi Arabia, who is funding a secret project headed by Professor Bresler. Prince Shada has survived numerous assassination attempts from Islamic militants, and he suspects that Martin's identity theft might be another attempt at taking the prince's life. Jurgen meets up with Cole, but when he realizes that Cole is not who he says he is, he commits suicide by drinking cyanide-laced tea, keeping the whole truth away from Cole. Meanwhile, the assassins attempt to eliminate Martin and Gina, but after the couple escape a fight in her apartment and a lengthy car chase, Martin looks at the last page of his notebook and sees a set of numbers written by his wife. The numbers correspond to words found on specific pages of the notebook, which appears as secret code. Using the schedule written on the notebook, Martin confronts Liz, who tells him that his only hope is his briefcase at the airport. After retrieving his briefcase, Martin parts ways with Gina, but is tased and nabbed by Cole and his henchman Jones. Seeing the abduction, Gina steals a taxicab and chases after Cole's van. Martin wakes up at a car park and discovers the truth of his identity through Cole. It is revealed that Martin Harris is a name he made up, and that he, Liz, and Martin B. are part of a terrorist organization sent to target the summit. None of his memories are real, but he started to believe he was Martin Harris after the accident. Gina then rushes in and stops Cole and his henchmen from killing Martin through a drug overdose, sending the van crashing outside the car park. Martin discovers a hidden compartment in his briefcase and finds 2 Canadian passports, realizing that he and Liz were in Berlin 3 months prior to plant a bomb in the suite that is to be occupied by Prince Shada. The duo head for the hotel to stop the assassination. Meanwhile, Liz steals Professor Bresler's data by secretly attaching a USB flash drive and operating it remotely, using secret codes in the notebook that she and Martin carry. Martin and Gina are immediately nabbed by security, but he convinces the security head of his presence in the hotel 3 months back. He then realizes that Prince Shada is not the target, but Professor Bresler, who has discovered a genetically modified breed of corn that is capable of surviving any climate. After being convinced there is a bomb, security evacuates the hotel. Seeing that their assassination attempt has been foiled, Liz tries to disarm the bomb, but is too late, and she is killed while a section of the hotel is destroyed. Martin B., the last remaining terrorist, attempts to kill Professor Bresler, but as Martin stops and kills him, soon afterward, Martin and Gina, who now carry Canadian IDs, they have the same name, implying that they have been married, leave on a train, now free from their troubled lives. And that's the movie. It was fun. It was definitely fun, but it was also, you can hear it kind of falls apart like in the third act. He's like, who am I? Who am I? I don't know. I'm just a doctor. No, dude, you're really a psychoterrorist who's going to blow up a building full of people to kill one guy because your client wants you to do this. That's where it lost me. Because it's like, yeah, you start to like his character, you really like his character, and you're like, oh, well, I don't want Liam Neeson to be the bad guy, and then he comes out kind of being the bad guy. But then it's like, the thing I don't get is there's a couple fight scenes in the movie, right? And if he is this, like, uber trained killer, because there's a line when he's fighting Aidan Quinn, and he goes like, he's like, I remember enough to kill you, asshole, and it's like this kind of one of those like cheesy lines, but you figure if he remembers enough to fight this guy and kill him by like breaking a piece of mirror and shoving it through his throat, which was cool, then he would, remember in these other fight scenes, like certain like reflexes would kick in, you know what I mean? Like kind of like Bourne Identity, when Bourne's like, I don't know what's going on. And then all of a sudden he kicks the crap out of like these 2 cops because they put their hands on him, like it's this instant reflex. So that's the thing that they didn't cover was the reflexes. And it was, it was a fun movie. It was definitely interesting to watch. I like Diane Kruger. January Jones kind of wasn't really there. I don't know. She kind of just like, she's very stone-faced. And there's all these like flashback shots of him like doing it from behind in the shower, which I thought was like, I know it's meant to sex it up, but he's nearly 60 and she's like 31, I think. So it's kind of like, ew. But the best part of the movie was the private detective, Bruno Ganz. He played Hitler in Downfall. So if you guys have ever seen those like Xbox Live videos about Hitler reacts to these information, that's from that, and it's pretty funny because I was watching it and I see his hand does the same thing he did when Hitler takes off the glasses in that scene from Downfall, and I looked at my buddy and I'm like, dude, that's Hitler, and then I'm like, I'm really excited to see Hitler, which is probably not a good thing, but the movie was fun. It was interesting. I mean, if you are looking for something to see, go see it. If you just kind of want to pass by, whatever. It's not Taken 2, which it needs, which I think is what they're going for. It said the ad says it's like Taken meets The Bourne Identity. I want to disagree. It's more like Frantic with Harrison Ford meets The Bourne Identity, because it's more it shares more similar storylines with Frantic rather than Taken, but they just want to, they were trying to pull off Taken success. But it's definitely fun, and I'll probably watch it again when it's on home video and everything like that. So, anyway, my name is Matt Jarbo. I run Two Buck Theater. It's a daily news, reviews, information, questions, stuff like that. Movie site on Facebook. So facebook.com/2 Buck Theater. I also run a weekly podcast, called Twisted Joystick, which is where it's like this, but for video games. You can find us at on Twitter, Twisted Joystick, on Facebook, Twisted Joystick, and everything. And so I really want to appreciate you guys for checking us out. Thank you very much for your support. Stay tuned for Friday. We're going to be talking about Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. And yeah, so, all right, I'll see you guys later. If you have any questions or comments, you can find me on Tubuck Theater, or you can email me at wimpproductions@gmail.com. That is WIMP productions@gmail.com. I will see you guys later. This is Matt Jarbo. Bye. Later.